Hello, good morning to all. Today we are here with our resource person, Dr. Ravikant Altekar, retired nuclear scientist from BARC. He will give his lecture upon radiation and human being. All of us are living with radiation. We are using lot of electronic devices. We are all of the towers related to us. We are here along with them. Beside this, the nuclear energy, our resource person expertise in the nuclear energy, and he will also elaborate how safe it is and how useful it is for us and for human being. So let us, we can share a good knowledge with our resource person. Sir, good morning. Please welcome.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, everybody. Today's topic is very interesting. Actually, I will not go much in the scientific technology or scientific terms in that, but I would like to explain the things as easy as possible. So we will start with the radiations. The very, you can say, the word is very much, you can say, difficult for us to understand. This radiations generally is a flow of energy. Now the energy is everywhere, it is there, and energy is useful in lot many terms with us. Actually, these radiations are nothing but the energy propagation or the flow of energy in space and in matter also. This radiation energy may be electromagnetic waves, maybe some particles and all these things. In electromagnetic waves, you know that lot many electromagnetic waves, including our visible light, are the source of energy and source of radiation also. This radiation are generally divided into mainly two parts, which are called as ionizing and non-ionizing. Non-ionizing energy is also there, and energy, ionization radiations also they are there. This ionization radiations has the capability or the ability to knock out the electrons from the atoms, and so it changes its chemical properties, and so the name of ionization has come, and so it is ionizing radiations. This ionization radiation is the main concern for the health effect, the biological effect, the direct impact on our body or human bodies. Since it changes its chemical properties, it will be definitely affecting some way or the other on the human body also. Now, around us, this much long spectrum of electromagnetic radiations and the radiation in general, it is there with us. So it starts with very low, you can say, frequency of 10⁶ cycles per second or waves per second till 10⁻20 cycles per second or the waves per second. So its energy also, according to as the frequency is increasing, the energy in electron volt is also going to be changed or it is increasing. When the frequency is increasing, definitely the wavelength is reducing. So all these things are compact and all these things are interrelated with each other. And for our convenience, we are giving the different name for different, you can say, zones of these electromagnetic waves. They will be starting with normal sound waves and all these things. Then will come the radio waves. Then little bit more energy, it will be microwaves. Then the infrared rays, and a very small zone where the visible light it is collected, which is much useful for us in all respect. We are with the help of that visible light, definitely we are seeing lot many things and all, but it is of very small band of the electromagnetic waves. Then comes the ultraviolet rays, then comes the soft X-rays, hard X-rays, gamma rays and all. So these are the total spectrum. Now, if you see, if you categorize these radiations in different parts, it is ionization radiation, ionizing radiation. there will be a higher energy electromagnetic waves, just like gamma rays, or the heavy particles like beta particles, alpha particles. Mainly, they are coming from the radioactive material. The high energy, being the high energy of these radiations, they will pull out the electron from the orbit of any atom, and so the its effectiveness is increasing, or effectiveness is hampering lot in our body. So gamma rays, then X-rays and neutrons and all other the examples of these high ionizing radiations. Non-ionizing radiations are of low energy. They will not knock out the electrons from the orbit, but they will disturb the position of electrons, and so electron goes in the excited state. And so small amount of X-rays and all these things, it is liberating to come to the normal condition. Now, in this category, non-ionizing radiation, the category is of visible rays, infrared rays, microwave rays, and the radioactive or radio waves. So here, many applications of our everyday life lies in this zone. That is non-ionizing radiations. The visible ray, as everybody knows it, infrared rays are definitely used for some of the heating portion and all these things. Microwaves, definitely you are knowing. I will give a little bit examples of it. This microwave oven and all these things, they are used for the food, heating the food and or warming the food. Toasters, everybody is knowing about. They are using the infrared ray to burn or to bake the toasts. We are watching television. We are talking on cell phone. So all these cell phone radiations and so cell phone radiations, what we are meaning is coming under the non-ionizing radiations. They will have a very little impact on our daily life or on our body, because they are having a less energy as compared to the requirement. Now we are using the television, we are talking it on cell phone and all these things, listening the radio waves and also the radio waves, the visible rays, ultraviolet rays. We are using it for pasteurizing the foods, juice, and preservation of food in some conditions. Now, of course, if everything it is beyond certain limit, definitely it will cause some harm. Like that also, the ultraviolet radiations, if they are in more in quantity, then it may turn to affect our body in the way of cancers. The skin cancer and all these things is the ultimate you can say effect of the radiations due to this non-ionizing radiation. Now, generally, we around are living with the radiations. Now, if we do require or not, as we are living on the earth, we are bound to get lot of radiations around us. Now, nearly 55% of the radiations, what we are getting and what we are having around us is coming from the radon. Radon gas is a radioactive gas. Everywhere it is possible, everywhere it is available, in the air, in the earth crust, when we are walking on the ground, we are staying in the house, we are moving in the train, moving in the bus and all these things. Everywhere, in air it is mixing, and in air, wherever air is there, definitely we are bound to get the radiations by radon. Now then, our body itself are having bones, having you can say flesh or the muscles and all these things. The chemical reactions are taking place in our body because of the, you can say, digestion of food and all other things. So that too also we are getting some irradiations by in body itself. So that we cannot avoid. In where we are staying, in rocks and soils and earth crust and all these things, definitely we are bound to get some radiations. Now from heaven or from space, lot of radiations are getting poured because of the different planets, different you can say stars and what is the terrestrial bodies and all. Now then, these are the parts which are not which we cannot avoid, and that's why we have to stay. But our body is so susceptible, our body is so you can say flexible. So with accepting these many radiations, whatever the effects of bad effects of radiations are getting nullified because of the body mechanism, and we are not feeling as if we are getting any radiations. Now, we are bothering about the remaining portion of the radiations. And radiations in general, what we are thinking or what we are, you can say, understanding is this part nearly some 17 to 18% of total radiations what we are bound to get it from different sources. They are the medical X-rays and all these things. Lot many times or very rarely. Sometimes we are bound to get some X-rays, some tests and all. Because of that, we are bound to get nearly 11% of radiations. What it is in tolerable limit. It is not that they are affecting us lot as if they are in limited conditions. Now, sometimes some patients or some, you can say, persons do require some nuclear medicines. So around 4% of radiations we are bound to get it from these nuclear radiations or nuclear medicines. Some consumer products, as I'm going to discuss it a little bit more in that, some consumer products around us or what we are consuming or what we are using it in daily life, they do also give some radiations, and nearly 3% of radiations we are bound to get it from these radiations, and other sources nearly 1% or less than 1%. But including all, in general, in healthy life or in normal conditions, around or less than 300 rem or millirem, that is the limit for which we can suffering a radiation form. So nearly 300 to 360 rem is the natural, we can say, limit. Till now, means up to that level, if we get the radiations every now and then also, we will not have any bad effect on our health or bad effect on our daily, you can say, life. Now, as compared to that one, I will show you, this is the condition. Normally, the limit is nothing but only a portion of, as compared to the Eiffel Tower side, our limit in our daily life, the maximum dose what we are going to get it from the natural sources and all others, as I consider, as I discussed a little bit earlier, that is, it is the height of brick, nearly 4%, 4 inches of height. Now, if we are working in the radioactive field or working in the high radiations field, then also the limit under which we are working, it is of height, means as compared to that one, it is of height of a man, nearly 6 feet. So brick is the general people's limitations, and all of us in normal conditions are within this limit. Now, no detectable effect still also, if a building's height nearly, you can say 10 to 12 meters, that much level of height. And I will give you some detailed, you can say, in, you can say, quantity wise also. Now, some or the other, our body structure or blood structure will change if we get the radiations of height of nearly a skyscraper building. And the lethal dose in the sense, if instantaneously man dies, that is the type of dose if we are getting, it is much beyond Eiffel Tower height, that is nearly 3000 millisievert, and our normal limit is 3 millisievert. So 1000 times more if we get the radiation, then also only the 50% chances, 50% probability it is there that they will become a life-threatening. Now I will give you another chart. Here it is the conditions. Normally, generally what we are getting the dose from. If we eat one banana, we are getting 0.0001 millisievert of dose. It is very negligible, but we are going to get it. Now our limit is nearly 4% or 2 to 4 millisievert. That is the limit overall we are having. And see the portion what it is there, it is much below everything. It is everything what we are getting normally in our daily life. We are getting up to this much dose. Now, if a person is traveling from, you can say, New York to Sydney or New York to Tokyo, then also because of the cosmic radiations and all these things, he is bound to get nearly 0.19 millisievert of dose. Now, if we are going ahead of it, we are doing suppose some experiment, or we are going under the CT scan, we are going under MRI and all these things. Instantaneously, maybe in lifetime, we are going for this CT scan. Lot many people do not go, but that too also, it is 6.9 millisievert. It is whatever the effect it is there, it is getting nullified within a day or two. So, and this way, the lethal dose, what we are calling, it is almost 10,000 times what we are getting the normal dose. And that is the lethal dose, but does not give assurance that if we get that much dose also, a person will die. It is not like that. Now, this is the portion where we are suffering, or where what we are bothering about, what we are really mean that radiations, we are getting radiations, that is the drawback of radiations, what we are thinking, and we will be hurting. It is not like that. Now I will show you some of the radiations, what we are using or what we are useful for us. These ionizing radiations, though they are, you can say, difficult for us, or body effect they are having, but they are used in food sterilization, medical applications, and radio traces. Of course, they are used, I will tell you now. Smoke detectors in general skyscraper building or the multi-story building or the office premises and all these things do have some small smoke detector and all these things. Now, radiocarbon dating, this is used for the finding out the old age or the age of the you can say mummies and all, that is the buried portion. Then these radiations are used for energy productions also. Some part of that is used for the weapon purposes, that is the military use. Many of the satellites are used, this ionizing radiations. Satellites are definitely, everybody knows now the use of satellite. The industrial use also, lot of radiations are used. Now, one by one we will see this food preservation. As we were knowing earlier, our food was getting perished, or getting, you can say, spoiled every now and then. Now, because of these radiations, different type of radiations, what we are giving, the radiation treatment we are giving to different species, different you can say products, food products and all these things, and we are increasing the shelf life of our vegetables, fruits, and the different cereals and peanuts and all these things. Or generally, you can say a good variety of grains also we are getting it. Now, this species herbs and all these things also, for dehydration also, sometimes we are using this irradiation processes, the vegetable to keep them fresh, porks and poultry farms and all these things to preservation. And because of the preservation condition, in this condition, it is very clean, very, you can say, non-effective, and the effect of radiation is not remaining there, but the harmful bacteria and viruses in this material are getting died because of the treatment what we are giving for this food preservation. And so it will be bacteria free, or the illness free, or the, you can say, the good in conditions, fresh in conditions. We are getting the products for a very long time of the year, or very, you can say, many days without any adverse effect. This material can be preserved and material can be available. We are using this nuclear radioactive tracer for tracing out different diseases in our body. That too also different type of small amount of radiations in this, if it is necessary, they are injected in our body, and we are using it for tracing out the defective species in our body, defective cells, defective tumors, defective body parts, like that. Generally, we are knowing that if the bones are getting, you can say, cracked because of some accident or all those things, lot many times we are going for the X-rays, and we are finding out exactly where the defect it is there, and we are trying to diagnose it and give the treatment. In some of the, you can say, places, we are using the radioactive tracers, as the condition shows, for different radioisotopes are used for different type of diseases in different parts of the organs. Just like phosphorus 32, we are using it for eye, liver, tumors and all these things. For blood defect, red blood corpuscle defect, we are using chromium 51. or molybdenum. Technetium is very much useful for heart, bone, liver, and all these things. We are using xenon also for lung defects, and sodium, radioactive sodium is for circulatory system and all. So these are the different radio traces we are using for different type of bodies. The medical applications also they are there. For radiotherapy, we are using lot many radiations. A very small amount of radioactive material with due precautions, we are sending it, or we are placing, or we are throwing it to the cancerous cells of our body during the treatment for the tumor. They are pinpointed, so the normal healthy cell will be very less or very limited quantity of healthy cell will be affecting, but many of the cancerous cell will get cured or get killed, and because of that, the tumor treatment is possible. Now, radiation therapy is also used for finding out the cancerous cell, as I was telling. Minimum risk is involved during for the healthy cells. We are using radiotherapy for cancerous cells to stop reproducing the tumors and all. The amount of radiations given to the patient has to be accurately calculated, and so that the damage of the limits to the cancerous cells only. Now, in different parts, the other medical use also, medicinal professional also, they are using the different radioisotopes for finding out different defective parts of our body, the chemical elements also of our body. Then specific organ picks the radioactive substance, and they are giving only that portion is getting, I can say, absorb this dose, or they are effective, and remaining part, definitely our body is remaining free from this type of this type of affection. The bone cancers and bone scanning also we are using lot many times, as we are knowing that X-rays and all. For kidney like soft organs, these X-rays are very harmful. So there we are using the ultraviolet sound or ultrasound treatments. Then we are using for imaging, that is CT scan, then MRI and all these things. We are using lot many radiations, that is of different type of X-rays and all. Now here comes the general use of non-ionizing radiations. In our this is infrared rays we are using for the detection of body temperatures, as nowadays in corona is going every now and then. So these type of instruments we are very much aware about. We are doing not many use in daily life also nowadays. Medical scanners also, not many times we are using the different types of different strength of X-rays. For bone structure, definitely X-rays of different types, different depending upon the organ of what the bone structure is to be find out. Depending upon that, we are using different X-rays. The X-ray tomography, that is CT scan, we are using, as we are knowing that if we want to have the three-dimensional, you can say, a picture of our body parts, then this X-ray tomography or the computed tomography called CT scan, we are using it. Then MRI also we are using it for different organs, different body parts. Here in different researches also we are using different type of radioisotopes. The Food and Drugs Administration requires new drugs to be tested safely and effectiveness of it. So this first they are tested with the radioisotopes.
डैडी आप चार्ज दे सकते हैं फोन
Essential for biomedical research also. Radioisotope for metabolic of our body, genetic engineering, environmental protection studies and all. This carbon-14, as I was telling, naturally occurring long-lived radioisotopes used for particular is containing a plant, animal, you can say left out, or when it was dead. Suppose if we found out some, you can say element buried under the earth crust. So when this was available, when this was alive and all this thing, when that, what was the period from where this element we are got. So all these things can be found out by the carbon dating, that is called carbon 14 dating. In food and agriculture also, lot many places we are using this one. So the killing the bacteria, insect, parasites and all these things in our food to, you can say, get free the food and all these things. Addition to the killing bacteria, irradiation can retard the spoilage and increase shelf life of a food. The food radiations do not make. This is very important to know that irradiated food is free from all type of radiation, because 99%, 99% more than that, we are using the X-rays, gamma rays for this food irradiation. So gamma rays are nothing; they are not remaining in body, so they are going out. But while going from, when they are crossing the body of food or the material and all, they are killing the bacteria what they are coming in the length in the, and so bacteria also only get killed. The rest of the material, the rest of the does not change, does not make any change. So the food preservation as well as the canning and freezing also, this food isotopes, radiations, isotopes we are using, radionuclides we are using. In agricultural purposes, the radiation.
मतलब क्या बताना, रेडिएशन जो हम लोग इसमें लाइफ में कहाँ इम्पोर्टेंट है,
Varieties of food
इवन खाना वाना वो सब में
peanuts,
रेफ्रिजरेटर में भी तो रेडिएशन,
onion, rice, soybean, barley, and lot many. So different type of varieties as we are getting it nowadays. Different production, we can say the increasing the production and all these things. Different type of food and different type of varieties of grains are required. So this agriculture research using these radiations, definitely they are.
मेरा नेटवर्क चला गया एयरटेल का.
Besides that, other things also we are using food and drugs. So sorry. So this hazards and all this thing is there. The nutritious values, baking and melting of qualities of the some crops, the cooked items have been improved by using this isotopes. Isotope material are having how the plants absorb the fertilizer and all this thing. So to pinpoint the place where we can give the fertilizer, where we can give the nutritious values to the plant and all this thing, we can find it out. Exactly the part from where the absorption of the material will be more. So isotopes are helping the farmer and scientists to control the pest, that is irradiation, sterilization and all these things. So lot many places in food and agriculture, these radioisotopes are used. This is another area where we are using the non-radiation, non-ionization radiations. As we are knowing nowadays, as I was telling you, this smoke detectors and all. So we are using the tiny amount of radioactive material, and when the smoke is getting, you can say, generated in place, a small place, then it gets affected. This radioactive flow of radioactive rays are getting affected, and it starts giving alarm. So this definitely are useful, and it remains for days together without any external energy source and all. So, and they are using 24/7, they are useful for us. As we are knowing the fluoroscopy for detecting the, as we are going for the, you can say, by air from place to place, our material or our bags and all these things, they are getting scanned and scanned for any suspicious material. As not many places in different type of areas, the security areas. So this way we are based in a, you can say, high protective area. When we want to go, then we have to cross this type of barriers where this our means no suspicious material we are carrying. For that purpose, the security people, they are using this type of scanning. Of course, they are not having any bad effect on our body. Now the another use of radioactive material or the radioactive isotopes or radioactivity or radiation in general for the nuclear or the electricity production. At present, as far as this IAEA data is concerned, nearly 435 nuclear reactors all around the world they are using and producing 1/6 of our world energy requirement. We are consuming a lot of energy, and this energy is going to be doubled. So we have to increase our energy production, and our natural resources are going to be exhausted or they are going diminishing. So definitely we have to depend mainly on the nuclear energy or the new ways of finding out the energy. Now the people are having a rigorous search on how the fusion energy can be utilized for our normal energy production. This fusion energy and fission energy, we are using fission energy, generally the reactors are used, but the fusion energy, we are getting it from the sun. That is, the two nuclei are getting fused together to use the tremendous amount of energy. And very small amount of spent fuel, the outcome of these nuclear reactors, they are used or they are getting processed for weapon production and all these things, but not the commercial one. The specific reactors are made for that. Here is the idea where and how much of electricity is getting generated all around the world. United States using nearly 19 to 20% of electricity from the nuclear reactors. France, as much as 73% of nuclear energy they are depending upon. Japan is nearly 1.7% of energy they are depending upon the nuclear field. South Korea, 27%. India is also 3.5% of energy what we are consuming is coming from the nuclear energy. Now in space also, as we are knowing that we are sending the satellites and all around the universe, they will be there in the universe for days together or years together. And the energy what they will be requiring for their computer to run and all these things, we have to have, because as we are going as we are going away from the sun, definitely the sun energy cannot be used in the when we are crossing our, you can say, solar system. Definitely our energy will not be sufficient for us to run this spacecraft and the satellites and all these things. For that purpose, they should have their own nuclear own energy source, and so we are using the radioisotope thermoelectrical generators, where we are using a plutonium-like material for this generating electricity, because it is self-producing energy. The different type of isotopes of plutonium are very much heat is getting generated, which will be helpful to convert that one into electricity, and the satellite can be used, or satellite can remain in the orbit or the universe for years together. Now different in suppose Arctica and Antarctica ocean, if you want to go there also, we are having very less sun energy. There also, if you want to run some different apparatus, we have to depend upon these RTGs. This is the space use. Now in general, buried pipelines are there. If suppose defect is getting, you can say, found, if it is getting leak and all, we are sending the petroleum products, we are sending lot of material through the pipeline under the earth crust or under the, you can say, floor, to detect the defect. If it is getting generated, if it is leak is there, then these nuclear isotopes are used for this without digging the material. Only the small portion where the leak is find out, their portion we can find out, we can go for the rectification, and we can cure with many minimum expenses. To find out the leak detection, as I was telling, to find out or to maintain the uniform thickness of the material. Suppose this aluminum foil, if we want to find, we are using it for general food wrapping purposes and all. So we have to have a uniform thickness. So this detectors use, if there is a difference in the thickness, definitely it will give the alarm, and proper precautions we can take it. For the thickness measurement, for the uniform thickness also, we can find out the use of this nuclear isotopes and the material. Here is a use for, this is a very interesting and everybody is knowing about. This is, earlier it was used, nowadays the use is in, I can say, stop. As I will give you the next slide, these are the girls known as radium girls. The radium was invented by Madame Curie and Pierre Curie in 1897. It's a better use or general use, or we can say the property of radium, it glows in dark. So in earlier days, we were using our clocks, wall clocks, lot many places. We are using different, you can say, road signs and all. They were using radium powders. This radium powder used to glow in the dark, and you can say very dark. So find out, suppose if you want to read a clock in the night time where everywhere is dark, then this only the dial is getting ignited, or dial is getting, you can say, illuminated because of the radium. And to paint those paint those dials, the girls deployed there, they were using the brush, and they are pointing the brush by using their lips and all, so that so that they will get a pinpoint for the brush. And so they used to get the nail painted, they used to get, as a fashion, they used to, lot many girls, they were using their teeth to get, you can say, brushed with this radium. But at that time, there was no technology developed, there was no much knowledge was there of that time. And so the people unknowingly were get exposed for this radiation due to radium. And because of that, in very, you can say, early age, they suffered a lot of diseases, and as many as nearly 4,000 girls were died because of the factory workers died because of the illness due to this radiations. Of course, nowadays they are not using different type of paints. Now we are coming, and now this radium use for these type of things have not been used. It has been stopped because it is in well beyond, you can say, earlier research and all. The real research in this field started from 1901 after the Max Planck. Then it was get much boost after 1930. The Chadwick found out the neutron, and then it got a big leap, and now we are living with lot of radioactive material, lot of radioactive material, its use and all in different type of things. Now I will come to the accidents took place all around the world. They are very, you can say, very rare. Now Fukushima accident very recently on 11th of March 2011, very recently it had happened. Of course, we should know the reason behind it. First, the 8.9 magnitude Richter scales magnitude earthquake came in that area, followed by the tsunami. And because of this, both the actions, the cooling system of working reactors in Japan northeast coastline, it got affected. Because of that, accident took place, and the cooling system it fell. And because of that, several reactors, as many as 54 reactors, they had to get, they got affected. And because of that, a huge amount of radioactive, you can say, gases and all this thing. This is the one picture of this area. Got in the air, and a very high amount of radiations got spread. But because of that, nearly 160,000 people have to be evacuated from that area. Nearly that area where it got affected, it remained unfertile or unused for the human beings, and it cost lot in billions. But that was in recent, this accident took place. Almost everybody knows about it. Now, another accident was take place in 1986, 26th of April. Of course, our fathers and all these things, our earlier age people, they are aware about, or they are knowing about the nuclear, that is Chernobyl disaster or Chernobyl accident. Now the next accident took place in nuclear submarine of Russia in 85. But if you consider these accidents are very less as compared to its better use and all. Now this is everybody's concern. The nuclear explosion or the in-air nuclear explosion took place as the Americans have dropped the 2 nuclear bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima in 1945 during the Second World War, and everybody is, you can say, threatened to their life. So in 1945, 2 nuclear explosions were take place. This is the general view of disaster, what it is taking place because of the nuclear explosion, nuclear bomb explosion, what we are calling. In 6th of August 1945, the first nuclear explosion took place. The atom bomb, what it was, you can say, prepared using uranium. Its name was Little Boy. It was dropped on Hiroshima. It is of 15 kiloton of 15 kiloton of TNT. The disaster came because of nearly 50,000 buildings were crushed to the powder. Nearly 70,000 people lost their life instantaneously. In second explosion, second nuclear bomb, you can say, exploded on 9th of August 1945. It was made up of from plutonium. Its name was Fat Man, and it was more severe than the first atom bomb. It was a 15 kiloton, and this next one was 20 kiloton effect. And it's lost nearly 35,000 people. This was the only things what it know. If we don't use the nuclear energy or the radiations in effective way, that is the maximum disasters it can take place. But besides this, we are using these radiations for lot many good purposes and lot many other things. So with this, I will be concluding myself. This is thank you very much. Thank you for listening me, and thank you. Goodbye.